Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kumud presenting my second episode of my podcast. This is an audio blog, basically a piece I wrote exactly 2 years ago. The title of this blog is Genetic Lottery, Legacy, and Purpose. Sometimes you get wisdom in odd places. Posters and keep the toilet clean messages in public bathrooms, rear windows of public buses and trucks, and memes on social media. I recently came across a nuanced definition of legacy at a public bathroom. Requesting people to make sure the toilet is clean after they use it, the message went on to say, and I quote, "Legacy is about clearing way for others. It's not about leaving a trail." Depending on whether you win the genetic lottery at the time of birth or lose the genetic lottery, you either inherit a fortune or inherit a debt. When I work with street children in Kathmandu through an organization where I serve, I keep thinking that any one of us could have been born on the streets. Any one of us could have been an orphan at the time of birth. Genetic lottery, a term that I believe captures so well the fundamental flaw in unregulated free market capitalism, is the process by which your soul, for lack of a better word, is assigned to a home in the form of womb. There are rigid economic, social, political, and cultural structures around the very womb that you are assigned to through the process of genetic lottery. Escaping these structures without social interventions are impossible for majority of underprivileged people in this world. In an unregulated capitalism, there is no invisible hand in play that can help the very bottom segments of the society escape a vicious cycle of poverty. There needs to be intervention measures as a society to ensure that we get closer to a level playing field for all individuals, to achieve the most basic principle on which capitalism can truly thrive, which is equality of opportunity. Redistribution of wealth or income is not and should not be an end in itself, but rather a means to an end, achieving a level playing field where no individual is deprived of the opportunity to unlock his or her true potential. The reason that such a basic idea of humanity is contested, even at the highest levels of intellectual discourse, can be explained by humans' extreme need for legacy. Need to leave a legacy, whether in the form of stories of heroism or martyrdom, or in the form of building an enduring organization, family, or society, or in the form of continuing one's dreams, hopes, and material wealth through their offspring, is a common thread that connects different forms of human behavior. The behavior of contesting intervention measures to provide development opportunities for the underprivileged class is no exception. Measures of redistributing wealth reduces the material legacy that can be left behind for their own children. My math teacher in high school explained inequality to me in very simple terms. Whether you like inequality or not depends on which side of inequality you lie on. I've been thinking about purpose of life for a long time now. To me, the purpose is to unlock your true potential, to become the greatest version of yourself. Manifestations of that greatest version of yourself happen in different forms, depending on how nature and nurture intersect in your particular life journey. Every individual in this world must have been born with a purpose. The domain of influence you achieve may vary, the nature of legacy you leave behind, and the timeline in which you realize your purpose and act upon it may look very different. But one thing that binds us together as a species is that, at the core, there exists a fundamental human instinct for some form of self-actualization. While we all are, in one way or another, on a journey to discover that individual purpose and a sense of direction, we should also keep in mind the collective human purpose we need to achieve, which is creating an environment conducive to developing the greatest versions of everyone's individuality. However we become the greatest version of ourselves that we can be, and whatever legacy we leave behind, it cannot and should not interfere with two things. First, the basic principle of equality of opportunity. And two, another individual's freedom to act upon his or her unique purpose. On a philosophical level, whenever there is inheritance of property, it is interfering with achieving the first. And whenever parents see their children as an extension of themselves, and therefore as agents to fulfill their own unrealized dreams, it is interfering with the second. After all, as the toilet wisdom teaches us, legacy is about clearing way for others. It's not about leaving a trail. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the third episode.